from New Zealand. You like go out in the sun for 5 minutes and you start to get sunburnt. Hi. Being a bit bronze kind of makes you look healthy and fresh, and I think everyone wants that. I kind of think, when you're choosing makeup, it's like getting a prescription. You've got to get exactly the right things that work for your skin and like how you live. The biggest mistake that we see really is getting your bronzer and just colouring in the whole face. You don't want to do that. You want to have a little hint of it, in the light and things like that, but you don't want to see your bronzer coming first before you see you. I'm going to do some natural bronzing today. It's like a question I get asked all the time is, how do you use bronzer? I'm going to start off with a bit of the Prep and Prime Face Protect. And this is like my go-to product because you can't get great makeup without prepping your skin first. I'm using this brush. This guy's really good. He's my little favorite for everything. And I like a brush that's going to multitask. You don't need to use very much. And I'm just buffing it over. Nothing worse than like a perfect face and then like bright red sunburnt ears. I'm going to use a little bit of foundation. I'm using Pro Longwear because if you're going to be out in the sun, you want stuff to stay where you put it. Just through the center of my face. I don't want to use it all over. I'm not that kind of person that wants to look like I've got a ton of makeup on. I always match up my skin tone with my foundation. So it's the same color, and then I can use my bronzer to add warmth in. You can start with a little and add more. This is a Prep and Prime highlighter, and this little guy is such a lifesaver. It just corrects darkness, because you don't want to look tired. You can use it on all the high points and things. Now a bit of concealer. I'm using this concealer because it's lightweight. So if you're out in the sun, you don't want to be wearing products that are going to be too heavy on the skin, and it wears really well. I really like to just get everything really flawless first, and then I can go back in with the bronzer around the sides of the face. It's tying it all together, but it's not looking like a fake bake. I think the trick with bronzer is, you can really warm things up, use it really loosely. So I'm using a mineralized skin finish natural powder in a shade that's just a little bit darker than my skin tone, and we're using a really nice big brush. We're just going to start really loosely around the sides of the face and take it under the jawline a little, but just nice big movements. This is a really good way to kind of keep it all looking really consistent and natural. Once I kind of get out there in the day, my natural shine's going to come through and it's going to look radiant. So I'm going to go for a slightly darker tone again, and we're going to go a little bit more impact with this one. And what I want to do is almost kind of use this like you would a blush on the apples of the cheeks a little, and then just really blending it up, creating a little bit of shape. If I use one color of bronze all over, it's just going to look flat. So by using a couple of shades, it's going to give me a bit more shape. You can really ease into it, you don't have to go super dark. And the beauty of these over using a traditional bronzer is they still kind of look like skin. You don't end up looking super orange. And I don't think people want that anymore. You want to look like it's your own, like it's you, but just a nicer, warmer bronzer version of yourself. It gets really humid in New Zealand. We tend to do makeup so that you're not wearing a lot of layers. You kind of want to do your thing but not have tons on. So you got to pick the right combo. Kind of warmed up my skin. Definitely looks more sun-kissed than it did before. I don't really like to tan. Just add a little bit of colour with a mineralized blush. This is kind of a peachy tone. I always like anything peachy because I think it makes your skin look nice and fresh. If you're going out at night, you can brush this on your shoulders, whatever skin you can see. We use it a lot backstage too because you never know when you're going to have tan lines that you have to fix. I've kind of created a bit of dimension using my bronzer. This is Silver Dusk iridescent powder. We can pop it out and make it a little bit more modern with a highlight. I would wear this during the day. I think kind of the cool thing with makeup at the moment is that it's a little bit more casual than maybe it has been in the past. There's not a lot I would change to go from day to night. I want to look fresh and casually cool.